Greetings from Helsinki, Finland. We are students from Aalto University, and in the last 9 months we worked together with Makerere University and students from the University of Helsinki on UNICEF's UNIWASH project. Let us walk you through the project.
UNIWASH was launched in 2014 as a 3-year multi-stakeholder project, in which UNICEF Uganda and UNICEF Finland worked together with various student teams and private enterprises from Uganda and Finland. The common aim was to develop innovative concepts that help to realize and protect children's rights to water, sanitation and hygiene. And that can not only be applied in northern Ugandan primary schools and their communities, but also in other regions.
But how does the current situation exactly look like?
Great question. During the project's first half, a multidisciplinary student team set out to northern Uganda and identified that particularly the condition of the visited primary school latrines present a threat to the realization of the pupils' rights to adequate sanitation and hygiene. First, due to the high pupil-to-latrine ratio, the few existing latrines fill up quickly, and although most of the latrines are drainable, they are not regularly emptied, leading to the continued use of already filled up latrines and open defecation. On the one hand, latrines are seldom emptied because existing emptying services are rather expensive, and schools spend most of their limited budget on teachers in order to improve education. On the other hand, and in contrast to the emptying, new latrines are mainly constructed and financed by NGOs and the government, so that it's often cheaper for schools to lobby for new latrines instead of emptying the existing ones, a situation which is highly unsustainable. Secondly, if the latrines are emptied, the sludge is not always disposed safely. We observed and heard from a couple of instances in which the sludge is just dumped somewhere nearby the school, or even directly behind the latrines, causing serious health risks for pupils and the community.
But what if the latrine sludge could be turned into valuable resources?
That sounds great, and the innovators are already out there. In one of the communities, last year's team met a farmer who turns his latrine sludge into fertilizer. He uses the fertilizer to grow seedlings and fruits, and they grow much faster and get much larger than without it.
But how can this idea be transferred to the schools?
Since last September, we have been building on top of the previous student work and developing concrete concepts that outline how the idea could be put into work and taken towards implementation by UNICEF. During 2 field trips to northern Uganda, we engaged with more than 150 people through 7 workshops, 18 group interviews, 46 in-depth interviews and various chats. Finally, we came up with 3 distinctive concepts. In one concept, existing emptying companies construct local composting sites in which they safely turn the sludge from several schools into fertilizer and then sell it to farmers in the nearby communities. In a second concept, emptying companies dump the sludge into a composting site that is constructed on the school ground. Then, parents, teachers and pupils turn the sludge into fertilizer and use it to grow more and larger food crops in a school demonstration garden. And in a third concept, a group of local farmers establishes a small-scale emptying business. By using low-tech equipment, they empty the school latrines for a lower price and after composting the sludge, apply the fertilizer to their own fields.
Where can I find more information about the concepts?
All 3 concepts are described in detail in our final report at the end of May. In the following, we will give you a brief glimpse at how the school demonstration garden concept can be put into work. Before starting, a few things have to be prepared. With the help of an NGO, a group consisting of parents, pupils and an agriculture club teacher is formed. Together, they construct a composting site on the school ground and set up the school demonstration garden. In the following, the NGO's field staff demonstrates the composting and the cultivation of food crops with the fertilizer. Once everything is set up and the knowledge spread, the school hires an emptying service that empties the latrines and unloads the sludge to the composting site. The group of parents, pupils and the agriculture club teacher operates the composting site and applies the obtained fertilizer to the school demonstration garden. At the beginning, they are thereby still supported by the NGO, which step-by-step backtracks. A share of the crop yield is used to feed the boarding pupils and teachers. The rest is sold on the market. The revenue from selling the crops is split. One part goes to the group of parents and the agriculture club. A second part covers the school's cost for hiring the emptying service. And the third part is used to maintain the composting site and the demonstration garden. Both head teachers of the schools we visited welcomed this concept warmly, and against our initial concerns about the perception towards human waste-based fertilizer, locals were quite open to the idea, eager to learn, and even actively participated in composting the sludge in a testing site Makerere students had set up in one of the schools.